From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. There are no hidden fees or price hikes, and all websites are optimized for mobile. And it's very, very simple. You can start with a design template and just use basic drag and drop tools to make it all your own and have a website that looks sparkling, new, and pretty and unique. Go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase. Go build a cool website. Let's move on.
Hey, y'all. This week's episode is also brought to you by Hellofresh. With Hellofresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. There's something for everybody to enjoy with all recipes designed and tested by professional chefs. Plus, Hellofresh is 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal without sacrificing the quality. Hellofresh cuts out the stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. I love HelloFresh because I am probably busier than I have ever been in my adult life, and I just don't have the time for a bunch of extra involved cooking and a million different steps and all. Like, I don't have time for all that. Just give me some cute pictures, give me the ingredients, tell me what I need to do, and let me get it done. So to try them out, go to hellofresh.com/theread14 and use code theread14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/theread14 and code theread14 for up to 14. That's right, 14 free meals plus free shipping. Go check them out and let's start the show.
Well, hello there. How are you? It doesn't matter. Back to us. Just rewind. Start us over, Dwayne.
Okay. Sure won't.
Run it back.
No.
Hey, beautiful ones. That's what Fran says, right? Hey, beautiful ones. Love you. Thank you for coming back.
Lord God.
I am Braxton P. Hartnebrig.
And I am Nneka Ogwumike, and this is The Read. And yes, thank you for coming back.
Yes, thank you indeed. Let us get right into our normal festivities this week. Get things rolling since we're late. And we're going to start with Black Excellence. And of course, this week's Black Excellence is going to the fastest woman in America.
Pew, 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 pew.
Sha'Carri Richardson. I love that I just got done talking about a super fast Black woman. I think just last week.
Yep. Literally just last week.
Jamaican queen. And now Sha'Carri Richardson is all over our headlines. She's headed to the Tokyo Olympics herself after she slayed the 100 meter.
Man.
And I'm just going to get it. Like, I will. Okay, let's start with information and then we'll talk about how much I love this woman and am like now her biggest stan. But she's a LSU student. She went pro after freshman year. And she won the 2019 NCAA title that same year. She got a Nike deal that year. She made history as the sixth fastest woman in the world in April at 10.72 seconds for her 100 meter, I believe. And so now, after this past run, she's headed to Tokyo, as I said. And I also wanted to quickly say, like, I watched the race itself. And like, what a lineup of amazing, gorgeous, beautiful, Amazonian-like Black women. Sha'Carri Richardson, Javian Oliver, and Tiana Daniels all qualified to go to Tokyo. So congratulations to them. But Gabby Thomas, English Gardner, Aaliyah Hobbs, Kayla White, who I believe is from Miami, so shout out to you in the 305, and Candace Hill all you girls did an amazing job and you looked awesome doing it and hot and sexy, I might add. And
it's true. It was a gorgeous lineup.
And also Jenna Prandini, not black, but hey girl, you did your thing too.
I mean, yeah, you were also there.
Yes, you were present as well and you're acknowledged. But Black Excellence, you ladies, man, dominated, looked amazing doing it. But Sha'Carri Richardson was definitely the superstar. And yeah, like I said, she killed it. There's just something so like magnetic about this woman. Like, first of all, I love the fact that she was like in glam. She had her wig on with the like up ponytail situation. I don't know what you call it when you do like the little up ponytail.
I actually don't know what it's called either. So
y'all know what I'm talking about. And she had her lashes on and her nails, like her acrylic nails on. Those are acrylic, right?
They are.
I'm the worst gay person.
No, you're not. You actually are not, because you got it right. So.
Okay, well then they're right, exactly. But I should have said so with confidence.
And Sha'Carri is one of the gays too.
Oh my gosh, is she?
Yes, she said her girlfriend told her to wear that wig.
Yes. As if I didn't love her enough already. Yes. Fuck yes.
She said her girlfriend told her, go for that big bright ass wig.
I know that's the fuck right. Absolutely. God, I love this girl. Okay, so listen. She, of course, killed it, but she's just got like this. There's a way that she like carries herself with like this just confidence and this like, she almost has like a rapper energy to her. Like she's just like cool. Like everything about her is just like, I'm showing up and I'm here to like put it all on this track. You're getting nothing but Sha'Carri. I'm giving you my best. But she's just like got like flavor to her that I really love.
That's true.
I demand a Sha'Carri Richardson action figure, not a doll, because Barbie doesn't have enough like joints. You know, like we're talking about track and field superheroes. Okay. I need to be able, like, I need some premium action figure-esque, like, but there's just something about her look and then like the outfit, like the tracksuit that she had on with like the matching sock and then the armband as well. And she, like, I want a Sha'Carri Richardson toy. Like Mattel, I don't know who needs to like capitalize off of this. Y'all doing it for everything else anyway. But anyway, let's get back to her being sickening and out of me being a weirdo, right? 21 years old, absolutely crushed the 100 meters and like celebrated, hugged her, you know, fellow athletes, and then immediately went up into the stands and embraced her grandmother. And
oh, that was so sweet.
It was so beautiful. And like, that's kind of where I started to get a little emotional, because I'm just like, that's somebody's grandbaby. Like, that's just somebody's baby, like many of us, you know, out here. Like, God gave her the ability to run faster than most. But like most of us, you know, who are blessed to have someone back home who is like that rock that we can go back to, or we can just pass out on and be like, I'm here, like I'm doing this for you. This is the reason I'm even able to do that. Like, that really was beautiful to me. And she kind of echoed that when she came back out and did her interview and talks about how her family has been there for her, and she lost her biological mother just a week prior to this.
Right. Which was like, that blew my mind. Like, this girl.
She's just like, yeah, the way that she carries herself is, even if you look like the slow-mo when they're actually running, her face compared, it almost reminded me of Usain Bolt, how he would, like, everybody would be looking like they're like using every molecule in their body to race. And Usain would just be like, hey girls, like that's how Sha'Carri looked.
When she stuck that finger out, I was like, oh, okay, little mama did not come to fuck around.
At all.
At all. I truly loved it. I can't tell you how many times I went back and watched that again. I love that the announcer was like, she wasn't the first one out of the docks or what, I don't know what you call them things that they set up on. He was like, she wasn't the first one out, but she damn sure came back and smoked the rest of them hoes. And I loved how when they were interviewing her after the race, she said, I just want people to know that I'm that girl.
Like, she's so cool, bitch. She's
21
cool.
and like that fucking dope. I stand in awe of you, Miss Lady. So
I really want her to like not only be like one of the greatest living athletes and get accolades for all of that, but I want her to be like on the cover of Paper and like, I don't know.
She deserves it all.
Like,
every last bit of it.
In a Drake video and like sitting up in Soho House with, I don't know, fucking Issa Rae and Kenya Barris.
After the Olympics, but yes.
After the Olympics.
She ain't got time for y'all's Negro foolishness right now. Yeah, but after the Olympics, I want everything for her. I want nothing but the best. I'm such a fan. I'm like, it's a damn shame that there's certain sports I only pay attention to when the Olympics come around, and I clearly need to do better about that because I feel like I should have been knew who this girl was, especially because she's from Dallas. But yeah, just so happy for her. Happy for everybody who qualified. I saw another video of two girls who they both qualified for the Olympics, and their kids were like, they had brought their kids to like meet each other. And I was just like, oh my God.
And the kids did a little like, oh, this is where the part where we're supposed to hug.
Right. They're like, okay. So your mom's a legend as well. Okay. Fun for you too.
I love it. It reminded me of when Kavya and Cairo have played it.
Yes.
Tia Mowry and Union started.
That shit is so funny.
They're so cute together because they're just two little like cute, adorable, shady babies. And when they get together, it's like Captain Planet.
Like, not Captain Planet.
With our shade combined, we're the cutest things living.
And we came to take over the world.
Well, congratulations to all
Black girls.
Awesome ladies. Doing awesome things and inspiring. You're awesome and magnetic and powerful. We love you. Okay. So this week in Hot Tops, the Come In Me method.
The whom?
Michael Douglas. Minsky. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, maybe I just haven't seen it, so I don't get it, but I admire it.
Judas and the Sack Messiah. That's it instead. We'll do that one.
I mean, I really feel like the Black Messiah still could have worked, but yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, well, let's start with the latest annoyance. Trick Daddy just chose crack and violence.
Yeah, he did. This is your business. I thought about you immediately.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Many people did. Very many people did.
I mean, I didn't text you about it, but I definitely thought about you.
Yeah, you didn't because you care. And you know better. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, yeah, Trick Daddy woke up one morning and he was presented with options. The options were, a balanced breakfast, fresh air,
water,
a shower, clean water, electrolytes, and then crack and violence.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Trick loved the crack, I guess, because he decided that that's the direction that he wanted to go down prior to hopping on a Clubhouse chat, which gagged me twice that y'all still use that.
Okay.
But,
I had no idea y'all was still on that platform.
But yes, I suppose, he had his daily dose of Boonk and Hennessy and then decided to jump on Clubhouse and lie with some other niggas, where he, for whatever reason, was discussing Beyonce and said that she gives nothing back to music and that she can't sing and she doesn't write her music and that she is to music what Jay-Z is to New York. And when he said that, I was like, on top, well respected, the blueprint.
Like, I still
constantly celebrated.
This is a poor analogy because Jay-Z is just one of like a trillion very, very famous people from New York.
So many.
I'm not sure you could.
In rap alone.
I mean, right. You could have said rap, but rap is a form of music. So you would have also needed to be more clear. But you know what? Crack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
clearly.
Right.
I mean, what else is
clearly because the list of things you accuse Beyonce of not being able to do are things that even the haters don't say.
It's funny because within the past week, I was laughing with a friend of mine about how sometimes I don't even remember what this was in reference to. This was in reference to somebody else who said something unironically ridiculous and how sometimes I will say things that are ridiculous, but I mean it as a joke. Like, I was watching, as I do periodically, Whitney Houston singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, yeah.
Because it brings me joy. And I'm constantly in awe of how bored she looked. Like, Whitney sang the Star Spangled Banner better than anyone that has ever sung that song. Mm-hmm. And through most of it, she looks like, girl, can we just get a cheeseburger? Like, this is so boring. I mean,
she did it in a windbreaker.
In a wind, like, bitch, can we discuss it? Like, and so, like, the last time, when I watched it within, like, last week or so, I was like, she sounds terrible. Like, you know, like, something just, like, ridiculous because I know no one living has ever said it, and that's why it's funny to me.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what this reminds me of. Like, you can't, like, what are you doing?
As soon as I heard the story, I said, God damn, look at what decades of smoking that shit will do to you. Look at what it'll do to you. It is sad. I couldn't believe people was even mad and trying to drag Trick Daddy because, like, this is clearly drugs.
I can. And here's why. Because, you know something? I done gave this nigga a couple of passes. Trick Daddy has had a history at this point of embarrassing my black ass when it comes to just being, you know, one of our hometown greats. And he has said foolish things. He has said controversial things for a while now. And you know, I typically just lean on, oh, well, you know, he's old and he a nigga and like drugs and
he be wrong as well.
Like so loud. Oh, the wrong volume. And like, he just like, I also recognize that Trick Daddy is very insecure. He's very like, he knows he looks like a Battletoad now. He understands that like, he's just not peak Trick any further. Mm-hmm. And I think that has put him in if you've paid attention for whatever foolish reason, you probably would notice like the insecurity hop out and him like boxing himself up and feeling like he doesn't want to come out for certain things or go like full throttle on certain shit. But then it's just like on other things, I'm standing 10 toes on my wrong ass, loud ass opinion. So sometimes I'm just like, oh, Trick Daddy's just acting up because, you know, he needs a therapist. But after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, it's like, you know what? As Monique said,
can we say it?
My system burned too many bridges.
And I can't help
her now. There's nothing I can do for her now. Like,
yeah.
I just felt like also, I don't give a fuck. I don't care that he was there. I feel like he jealous of Trina. I feel like Trick Daddy acts up quite often when Trina is getting like individual solo celebration from the girls.
He does this verses
a lot. Like this was within like a week of the verses where Trina cleared it. And is having her own time with the pit bull in a skirt. Shelly also cleared it, and everyone's talking about them. And I've noticed that he has moments where when Trina is like getting her flowers and nobody's talking about his contribution, he starts to act up and shit like that. And he also knows, like I and anyone else that knows Trina know, that Trina is a loud, proud, unabashed Beyonce stan.
Yep, forever. Did you see? Of course
you know I saw her step 20 feet away from this
She
nigga.
sure did. Sister said, leave me out of this narrative immediately.
She posted the quickest, crispest Beyonce montage talking about the one and only. Like,
the queen forever and ever. Amen. Like, do not group me in with that dumb shit that nigga said, because I do not feel that way.
Did she accidentally call you Plies or something once? Like, did you meet her and she mistook you for someone else? I don't believe that. I think that Beyonce is nigga enough to be like, oh, that's Trick Daddy. Like, she knows.
Beyonce absolutely knows who Trick Daddy is.
What's the problem? Why are you upset?
It doesn't.
Where's the hurt?
And that's where we come right back to drugs, because you being this pressed. I mean, maybe you have some kind of secret beef with Jay-Z I don't know about, where you were like
maybe
mad that people called him the greatest rapper, like y'all were ever really in the same sentence. Like, that I don't understand, but okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. However, there's a 0% chance that Beyonce did something to you. And so it's drugs. It's simply drug and alcohol abuse, substance abuse in general. It's a lack of caring for oneself in multiple ways. And so, and like you said, it's probably some insecurity, some jealousy, all that coming out. And so, you know, all that mixes up together inside your fucked up ass psyche, and you just decide to react and say dumb shit. Beyonce can't sing, girl. Beyonce can't
what we're saying.
Sing. Of all
and I
the
listen
things
to the audio.
Beyonce.
I listened to the audio clip or whatever from the chat or whatever, and it was other niggas, other nameless faceless motherfuckers in there saying like, yeah, she just be hollering. I don't know why people can sing. And even through a 60-second clip from Clubhouse, my room still smelled like Vienna sausages and burnt ends and hot chips and lies. Like... Talk about that's just my opinion, my unpopular opinion.
We know that's your opinion, but like that's not even it's not even just unpopular, it's wrong. Beyonce can't sing.
That's full stop.
She can't sing.
The end.
Have you ever heard Beyonce sing? Because you just cannot really mean that. You just can't. So clearly Trick Daddy is ill. I'm sure Blue Ivy has a fruit basket, some Theraflu, some emergency. some Zyrtec, all kind of shit on the way to him now with a get well soon card tucked amongst the flowers and the oranges.
Can't you just be secure? Like, what's wrong with niggas, bro? Like, let's talk about it.
Oh, it's a lot of things wrong with niggas.
With you, like, you
where
got
do I
like
begin?
You have the morning show at 99 Jams, like. That's so significant. I mean, that's
he's still doing that.
Local to me. Yeah, because he went on 99 Jams afterwards and doubled down on it. Like, that's my unpopular opinion and blah, blah, blah. And what I said was the same shit that he said that didn't make no sense. And I couldn't think, but, you know, I couldn't help but think of Blaze's mama's quote, what you said was some bullshit. But
I forgot Candy named that child Blaze.
That's her name.
I completely forgot. Okay.
Blaze is the name of the child.
That's right. That is Candy's offspring. Candy and Todd did that.
Of all of the words, Blaze.
I mean, Usain Bolt just named his child Thunder, so... Which I can't say I'm mad at it, but...
I forgot about that.
He got a Thunderbolt and an Olympia Lightning Bolt and a Saint Leo bolt. There's going to be
like, in like another 12 years, probably less, there's going to be an academy of kids that all have that just have to have like built an institution together where they can have like electives surrounding discussion on why their parents decided to just be festive.
Oh, yeah. Northwest is the CEO of the entire organization.
She's, head dean. What is it? She's the dean.
Yeah, the dean of students.
She's the Dumbledore. North is the Dumbledore.
Dumbledore really be looking kind of funny in the light all these years after Harry Potter. But you know what? The point remains. Like, I remember saying, Northwest, it's cute, but are you really going to name your child like a direction, like a cardinal direction? But they did. And, and she is who she is, the icon, the legend.
And we always said North cute, Northwest? Huh? Like, that
right. I remember thinking, I actually love the name North, but not when your last name is West.
It's just weird, yeah.
But it's also, it's working out just fine.
Yeah, because it's iconic at this point. It's like you don't bat an eyelash now when you hear Northwest.
Right.
She's the Don Diva.
Yeah, she's the moment. So,
but anyway, yeah, I would really like it if Trick Daddy could just let us have Nan and all of the things historically that he's provided to my culture without adding all of this weird, random, unsolicited, pickled egg, hot sausage ass opinion bullshit that don't nobody want to fucking hear nothing about. This fucking flaming hot ass garbage.
I'm sorry, pickled eggs took me right back to Oklahoma. Y'all sure y'all not country as shit? Because when I tell you, my grandma used to have a mason jar.
Same. A tub. Yes, we did.
She used to pickle all kind of shit and
y'all
make
steady
jams.
Y'all steady saying Miami South, and here we are.
I mean, Miami's so interesting because it's inside of Florida, which y'all are in deep denial about.
What are we supposed to do about that?
I mean, nothing can be done. But
nothing.
But the culture of Florida, first of all, varies a lot across the state.
If you think about it, we're as far away from Florida as you can be in Florida.
And yet,
minus the Keys, right? The Keys are the only ones that are like, you truly don't need to say nothing to us, bitch, because we're barely attached to the dog. Do you hear me?
Right. But yeah, y'all are it's a lot of interesting shit going on in Florida. So I am surprised that y'all have pickled eggs in Miami. The fact that
absolutely. Through and through.
Niggas pickle things in Miami. I just would have never thought it.
Not only do we have pickled eggs and pickled sausages, we crush them up in our salt and vinegar chips.
Wait a minute.
And our hot chips.
Y'all got a whole bunch of immigrants, so let me take all that back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never mind, girl.
This girl.
Because one thing immigrants love to do is throw some salt and vinegar into something and make it a whole different flavor.
Yeah, I mean, most of the immigrants in Miami would probably like you to think that they didn't migrate there.
Yeah, but Cubans, we are talking to you.
Yeah, I'm speaking directly to you.
And everybody knows it.
To the bridge of your nose.
You can't tell them that they are not white Americans.
They are, as far as they're concerned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yes, nonetheless.
Until a white American show up, they are white Americans.
And that's your motherfucking prerogative, bitch. Keep the seasonings in town and girl, whatever.
Right.
Speaking of ethnicity and cultural appropriation, the girls are upset with Michael B. Jordan because the doll wants to get into, I know.
What?
He's getting into the rum game. He's like, why should George Clooney have all of the fun? Wait a minute. George Clooney got a goddamn rum called Casamigos. Okay, hold on.
We'll I thought Casamigos was just a tequila. He does a rum too?
No, I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan has a rum.
Okay.
And I was like, the joke
is it Jamaican?
He's trying to get to it's Trini.
Oh no.
So his rum is apparently called Juve. I hope I'm saying this right.
And it's called Juve.
Yeah, you speak French. That's Juve, right? J''OUVERT.
Oh, Juve. But yes, that is French.
So, like, I only know of Juve because in Miami they would have a festival called Juve where everyone would go, and it's kind of like carnival.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Juve is a although you know what, they probably don't pronounce it the way the French do. But yes,
y'all will help.
That's a carnival.
Yeah, and they'll like throw like colors and paint around. It's always like a really big thing back home. So like that's what I first thought of when I read this.
Michael.
I don't know how like on point I am, but Yeah, he got he has got like a new rum, and that's I believe what it's called, like the name of it. I think his girlfriend actually posted like some screenshot or some pictures. Congratulations on the launch of your rum, baby. I'm so proud of you. And she tagged Michael B. Jordan and the Juve rum. And then like a box kit, I guess is for like the fancy rich people who got some. And it has like the rum in it and some bitters, cigars, shaker, and all kinds of stuff. But most interestingly, on the inside of this kit, it has like a inscription that says, derived from the Antillean Creole French term meaning daybreak, Juve originated in the pre-dawn streets of Trinidad as celebrations of emancipation combined with carnival season to serve as the festival's informal commencement. Crafted on those same islands, Juve rum is a tribute to the party start. So, some people who from Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, were like, no thanks. No ma'am, no ma'am. You cannot be trying to trademark the word that we've been using, for like
call it something
years.
Else, Michael. Like the rum itself is iffy enough, but that name, sir, please pick something else.
I'm all for rum. I'm all for rum, especially if it's
yes.
good.
Oh, yes, bitch. Oh, a good dark rum? Oh, listen to me. The way you can turn it. What? Hold on. Who am I talking to? Preaching to the goddamn choir, right?
And if you're like, distilling it or whatever the term is, if it's like being produced on the island of like in Trinidad and Tobago, then great. But like there have obviously been a lot of arguments from people about like trademarking specifically because like people are like, oh, well, what does this mean for people who celebrate Carnival? I mean, people who celebrate Juve and like the islands and all of that other stuff. And like, honestly, business wise, it doesn't mean much. Like, what it basically means is that in the United States, people can't use or sell anything with this. They can't sell like liquor or similar items within that sort of category or whatever with the same name.
Under that name, right.
So like no one really in Trinidad necessarily has, or even here has to worry about not being able to go to Juve or say Juve or call something Juve or whatever like that. But the argument of just like, hey girl, why are you taking our like, why are you calling it this thing?
Yeah.
Because like, I'm just sitting here thinking like George Clooney fully got like my new favorite tequila and it's called Casamigos, or as I like to call it, Offset's House. And
that's true. It is the exact same situation. But people are also mad at, oh boy, whose name you just said and I forgot that.
Clooney.
Yeah, Clooney. They are also mad at him for that. I think, however, the quality of the tequila kind of outweighs the outrage.
The outrage, right?
Because Casamigos is some delicious shit.
I simply love it.
It's so good.
I truly enjoy it. But it's like also, that's the thing. It's like a big tequila, and I'm sure not just in the States now, like I'm sure it's like pretty big all over the place. And so that's a question as well. Like, suppose this rum is fucking fantastic and it goes global, and then everyone is like, oh yeah, I called Juve like, I don't know, Killmonger's house, whatever, like something, you know what I mean? Like they completely turn it into something different when it's like, Casamigos is one thing. You're talking about like the emancipation of like slaves and colonized, displaced people. Like, this is a little bit, I think, different to me, and y'all can educate me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a little bit more sensitive than like a Casamigos or something like that.
I think so too, primarily because Michael B. Jordan is Black. The country this rum comes from is Black. Juve is Black. Like, everybody who would care about this is Black. Whereas George Clooney is white. Mexico full of people of many different racial backgrounds, and also Spanish being like much more widely spoken in the United States than French. I think that makes the distinction that much more obvious. Like on paper, I don't think these are any different, but as far as like people's perceptions, I think those are affecting like the level of outrage here. And I also don't think people are wrong to be mad about it. Like,
no, I don't either.
I understand legally why he's trademarking the name.
Yeah, it's just standard.
I get it legally, right? So that somebody else can't also come out with a Juve rum. But, sir, did nobody on your team or around you, did nobody say, you are fully American born and like have no ties to this island in a family way? So perhaps taking like a beloved carnival and naming your rum that and then selling it to these people and then telling everybody else that they can't use this name for the same purposes, like perhaps that wasn't going to go over super well.
I mean, again, of words, so many you could use.
So many.
You know what I mean?
Why
it doesn't
this
have
one?
to be that. I've heard that one of the owners or the other owner of the rum or whatever is Trini himself. So great.
Good,
but
right,
I still think that like overall, this is something that like it's being trademarked here. It's going to be, a liquor that's probably going to be guzzled down by people of all races, including those that are not Black, that couldn't give a fuck about Juve or Trinidad or Tobago or any other island that like celebrates these things. So I think that that's something to definitely think about. I'm always going to think of islands when I think of rum, period.
Same.
But
because nobody does it better than y'all.
I mean, the end. And there's so many things to drink. Get over it if you're mad. So there's that. But I do think that it's worth changing the name of. We want to have a good time. We don't want to drink your celebrity liquor and feel bad about it. But it's also like, nigga, even what's his name? Whose tequila is De Leon? Is that 50 Cent or is it?
I didn't know a famous nigga owned De Leon. Oh, nigga, I love De Leon.
Yeah, that's one of these niggas has like a...
Dustin crazy ass put me on to that. And when Casamigos is not available, I will drink it. Yeah, it is good. But I think a lot of the problem with this Michael B. Jordan thing is also that the trademark application says that Juve has no meaning in a foreign language, which is crazy because it literally is a foreign language.
Lie.
Like it literally translates, first of all, because that's a French word, and then, Creole and different dialects and different spins on the interpretation. Like, first of all of that is true. But then to just be like, yeah, this doesn't mean anything, so we can just use the name. Like, of course, people are going to be pissed because that means a lot to them. That's their fucking culture. It means
a lot to
yes.
Just
I cannot believe
else.
Nobody thought about this, really.
And it's, like, it's so simple. Like, y'all can do like the right-leaning cancel culture shit all you want to, but it's like, if this nigga was Trini, I wouldn't care. I would love that it was called this if he was Trini. And it's not even my culture. Like, obviously we get into like, Carnival and Soca and stuff like that as Jamaicans as well. But like, Juve has never been something that's been specific to like me. But it still would not sit well with me. But if he was, I'd be like, oh, great. Yeah, sign me up. This sounds delectable.
Right.
But there's just something about like profiting off of cultures that aren't yours. And then the way that you go about it, you have to be very careful. This doesn't feel as skeevy as the ways that other people have done it. But I still think that especially what this thing specifically means, it's worth changing. Even Nicki Minaj hopped on Instagram like,
oh, Lord.
I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it, but now that he's been educated, change it and then continue to flourish, something like that.
See, I really think, people can get over the fact that you're making a rum. You just need to change the name.
Rum is like fragrance for celebrities. Remember when every celebrity, and even still now, has like a cologne or perfume?
Yo, absolutely.
It's like liquor now.
That Beyonce Heat is still great. So
oh my God, I forgot about Heat.
how?
I don't know.
When she covered Fever for the commercial, please, how dare you?
Didn't she have another? She had more than one too.
She definitely did. I mean, most of the girls did. Britney Spears has multiple.
Yeah, everyone
scents.
did.
Jennifer Lopez, probably that other one, Jessica Simpson. Like a lot of people have like multiple perfume lines, makeup lines, clothing lines, all that shit. Because celebrities can make a lot of money selling their name attached to products. It is. I'm not mad at it, but what's wrong with like Jordan rum? Why can't it be? Why does it have to be like? Why do you have to take and then be like, yeah, because it means nothing. So I'm just going to use this word. Like, that's so rude.
Just put the little accent, the little apostrophe in between the J and O. Yes. You're Jordan, like you would in Julia.
Yes. Trini's, please forgive us for, I'm sure we're mispronouncing the name of your...
What do you want from me? I'm not fucking French.
I mean, I know it in French. The
British colonized my people.
I know it in French. However, I'm pretty sure that, European French and what they speak in over yonder is not the same. And they almost certainly pronounce this differently. So, God bless it, devil miss it. And Michael B. Jordan need to change the name of this rum.
Please, because I want to enjoy it.
I was going to say, because I would like to taste it. How did you know? I was literally going to say that.
I just don't feel bad about it.
Right. I want to like buy this and not feel guilty. So please change the name.
Let's see here. Okay, so Chris Brown is facing a new battery accusation. After the police were called to his home over the weekend, where a woman says that he slapped her so hard the weave flew off of her head, and they took her battery report from her. In which it says she suffered no further injuries and no one's been arrested. Christopher has responded with "Y'all so damn cap," followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 laughing emojis. And
what's funny?
I don't know. I guess the story to him. It's pretty cartoonish. The headline: Chris Brown under investigation after a woman claims he smacked her weave off.
Of course. That would be the headline.
I mean, yeah, the weave is like everyone's focal point.
Whatnot. They want you to laugh.
And then, I mean, it sounds funny, but doesn't it also sound like something a nigga might do?
Especially a nigga with a documented history of violence towards women. Yes, it definitely sounds like something he would do. 100% sounds like something Christopher Brown would do. Let's roll back that beautiful bean footage, shall we?
I don't want to.
I mean, just saying, Chris Brown has a decorated history of mistreating women, to put it politely. And we all know about the situation with Rihanna. We all saw him stalk Karrueche, hollering her name outside the club and shit, following her home and shit after she broke up with him. Like, we all have seen this from Christopher Brown. So the idea that he smacked, hit, punched, whatever, a woman so hard that her track came loose, I fully am capable of believing that.
Well, let's see if this is one of those things that dissolves through a settlement, or if we hear more about it, or I don't know.
That little nigga, he just makes it so hard to root for him. He really does.
Chloe Bailey has got y'all talking yet again. Why? Because she's fine. And that's pretty much it. During the recent, I don't know, Verizon Wireless Juneteenth, whatever this Juneteenth by Pepsi, whatever this shit is.
I really do think it was like ABC presents Juneteenth. Them niggas was set free in Texas.
Yes.
I really think like, that's what it was.
Juneteenth, nigga to today. The 80s, the 90s, and the niggas. I don't know, whatever. So she did this like Juneteenth performance thing where she was basically gorgeous and sexy and performing and being fine and, throwing ass and whatnot. And so a lot of y'all could not take. and complains about the over-sexualization, quote unquote, of a classic Nina Simone original and, you know, whatever the fuck. What? I'm frustrated by the fact that we got so caught up in discussing how Chloe looked rather than how the fuck she sounded. Can we just for a moment talk about the way that Chloe opened her goddamn face and sang Feeling Good for this thing? She
always does. She always does. Chloe does not miss, okay? And you can hear that mentor all over her.
You can hear it and see it. But the thing is, y'all wanted to get caught up in the fact that it was like, oh my goodness, Dreadionce, we can't take two of them. We can't take more than one. This is too much. Like, because everything about this was very much a child of Parkwood Entertainment and the Beyonce of things and Destiny's grandchild or whatever you want to call her. But I was just like, damn, that voice.
Yeah, I mean, so there was definitely that. Like, I'm always impressed with Chloe and Halle, who also
absolutely
the pictures finally leaked of her red locks.
Shut up! I haven't seen them. Are you kidding?
They finally leaked. Of course, they're not like high resolution or anything, but they're out there. Disney, you tried, and that's fine. However, it's over. But I also felt like people who were criticizing this for being sexual don't know a lot about Nina Simone, because Nina Simone was like very sexual and very open about it, and like
I'm looking at
her attitudes about sex were not a secret, and the song is called Feeling Good. So like
have you heard it?
Do you know Nina Simone, girl? Like, if you don't like it, fine. But to be like, this is too sexual, it is disrespectful to Nina Simone. Nina Simone probably would be like, yes, bitch, that's roll that pussy.
Thing. It was like, have y'all ever, I don't know. I hate, like, I'm just bored with the performative social media justice garbage. Like, if you go stand up, stand the fuck up, or just sit, because that's cool too. Like this is very it doesn't even require much research. Like, have you heard of this lady? She was like, she wasn't just like some stuffy poetic women should wear you know, hands-made tail gowns.
No skirts above the knees. She was not one of y'all repressed toes.
Fuck.
Absolutely. Like, and she was like
sexy.
And this is like, all you have to do is read some Nina Simone, watch documentaries. Like, this is not a secret.
It's right.
If I know it, y'all can also know it. So I don't understand how y'all, like, I'm all for the internet getting mad when they are justifiably outraged, but when you don't even know why you mad and you just saying shit and you have no idea what is going on behind it, that's when I'm like, why are you wasting your time?
Yes. We could just be quiet. We could talk about something else.
I mean, and you could easily say, look, it just wasn't for me, girl. I just wasn't feeling it. And that's fine, because personal taste, you know, it just can't be accounted for. But this is disrespectful to Nina Simone's legacy. And she would have never this overtly sexual. Okay, that lets me know that you don't know one goddamn thing about Nina Simone. That's what Nina that tells me.
Like, I know Nina turned to God and angels and was like, are you sure I cannot just crack the sky open and yell at them? Because this is like, I'm tired of them.
Let me just log in right quick, because I want to set the record straight.
Her granddaughter tweeted, everyone's coming at Chloe Bailey for her performance of my grandmother Nina Simone's song Feeling Good. But what y'all don't understand is that grandma was a free-spirited woman herself. She would have loved that performance as much as I do. Relax, Chloe killed it.
Oh, amen. Thank you, Nina's granddaughter. Like, I didn't even know she said that. But yes, literally that. Y'all don't know Nina Simone. Y'all just be talking. And I feel like it's probably that way with a lot of like our Black legends, especially the women of like previous generations, our grandmothers, and even older than that. Y'all are like real ridiculous about respectability and stuff around them, maybe because you don't want to think of them as sexual beings, but
maybe
none of them were shy about that shit.
Right. Like,
None
if
of
you
them.
read a lot of their fucking memoirs or watch documentaries like you just said of them, like, most of them spoke quite openly about, like, being grown-ass women, their sex lives.
And owning who they are. And that being, like, their own form of revolution. Like, their own form of resistance. Y'all don't know these ladies.
I could have saw this, like, this gave me, Chloe would have performed this at the BET Awards for Nina Simone tribute, and Nina would have been in the front row, like, go ahead, young lady.
Like Prince
Absolutely.
was.
Like Prince was.
I'm trying to think, who was that? Was that Lettucey?
For everyone but Trey Songz, guys.
Yes.
I think Lettucey, I know
Trey Songz, he was looking over to the side like, child, remove her.
Like, this was, what happened here?
But he loved Janelle. He did a song for her album. So
yeah, they toured together.
Right. So yeah, exactly that. I could see that exact same thing. Again, because Nina Simone was a very sexual person. But if you didn't actually know anything about Nina Simone, you just heard a few of her, you know, probably top 3 biggest records ever. And your grandma always played them. So you associated Nina Simone with your grandma. Then I can see how you jumped to that incredibly wrong conclusion. So.
Yeah, the wrong one.
Leave that girl alone. What is Chloe? Like 22, 23? Leave that girl alone.
Still just a young lady minding her business and doing her job. Doing her literal job. Just doing her job. Just working.
And being good at it as well.
And just being so great at it.
We won't let you forget them vocals. And Ungodly Hour is still one of my favorite albums from 2020. So
T-Pain recently spoke in an interview with This Is Pop for Netflix where he talks about a time, the clip that's going around right now, he talks about a time where Usher told him that he kind of fucked music up. He says that on a flight to the BET Awards in 2013, he was sleeping. You are the worst. And a flight attendant told him that Usher wanted to speak to him in the back, which to me was like, you sent a flight attendant to ask this nigga to get up and come over to you.
This is the most disrespectful
to tell him this
shit.
Terrible, rude, unsolicited foolishness. Anyway, T-Pain says that Usher basically said to him that he fucked up music for real singers and that he thought that he and Usher were friends at that point, and it kind of was something that sent him into a 4-year depression. It's different when people that you are friends with, people that you respect in your craft, say terrible, unnecessary bullshit versus, you know, John Doe on Instagram, I guess. So I've said over the past few weeks, I'm all the way here for the T-Pain resurgence, whatever. I want for him to get his flowers. He seems mostly unproblematic. And I love what he's contributed. He's also from Florida, and I remember the days of nappy heads and robbery, and I just love him. I also would probably like a T-Pain. I mean, not many of y'all remember.
You know what it is.
The classic hip-hop R&B ballad Robbery by Nappy Heads. And you should do better. It's I'm sprung T-Pain. Educate yourself. So when I saw this this clip, I wanted to just spit at Usher's feet. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Damn.
And like, I'm not even gonna like,
damn, that's explicit.
This is a long ass time ago. I don't know what Usher was thinking, you know, so I'm not going to hold it against him. And T-Pain himself tweeted damage control afterwards. He said, I still love and respect Usher. Telling that story was in no way meant to disrespect that man. People talk shit about me 24/7, but when it comes from someone you truly respect, it hits different. I never said fuck Ursh. It was a drop in the ocean of shit I was already going through. And for people going back 48 weeks to dig up a tweet, I don't know what that's in relation to. But anyways, yeah, when I saw this, or when I read it, I thought of this. I'm not going to go into the specific cartoon, but I was just like, if I saw Usher right now, I would just go, and like spit his feet. How you gonna say that to that man? And he sounds fine without autotune. Like, I know that that's what that was in relation to, because T-Pain's use of auto-tune hipped a whole bunch of other motherfuckers to this technology that existed and that was being used long before T-Pain. And the industry was like, oh yeah, cool. We can use this thing for people that can't really sing or do runs or anything, even though T-Pain did it as a preference and not because he has a terrible voice without it. And so then people blamed him for all of this garbage ass music that came on the tail end of it. Like, we didn't enjoy the music that T-Pain was giving us. Right. Furthermore, Usher has worked with some of those same people. So
yeah,
I found that annoying.
I did too. Like, even though there's something at the back of my spirit telling me that T-Pain don't need me to take up for him.
True.
I felt like, you know, and maybe I've just been in school for too long, but immediately I was like, for Usher to tell a flight attendant to like wake this nigga up.
Why?
To come to the back and be like, yo, you're trash and you ruined music, which is a gross overstatement. I just thought, I hope T-Pain knows that that was about Usher's insecurities and not actually about
it sounds
him
like he does
as an artist, because I clearly remember Usher's white boy phase. That was absolute garbage. And this conversation, conversation, that's probably not even going to end up in the audio, but this conversation probably like occurred during that time where Usher was like struggling to find white approval and, you know, it not really curling all the way over for him. And to be like, well, you ruined it for real singers. Like, yes, Usher can sing, but let's not act like Usher is, you know, Whitney Houston. Let's not do that. So,
and like, you gave us Justin Bieber that gave us dreadlocks and a Martin Luther King mixtape,
and we shan't
that
forget
nobody
it.
The fuck asked
we
for.
Shall not forget it, Usher. Yes, I'm sure you made a fucking bucket load of money off Justin Bieber. I am sure you did. However, look at what you did to the rest of us. Look at what you did to black people. Let's just not even include music in it. You got this motherfucking rubbing Elmer's glue throughout his hair, calling it dreads, arguing with the fucking Grammys because his record is R&B and he tries so hard to be an R&B, and how dare y'all call him pop? Like, that's what you did.
I had Giveon and Daniel Caesar on this album. Didn't you see my Basquiat skirt? We're moving past that. Just a week later, and I'm already like 1 week. Like, I'm already being petty.
1 week after we had the conversation.
Jesus. Okay, last one. Megan Thee Stallion and the baby went at it over Tory Lanez.
Oh, wait, nigga. I'm finna go get some wine. I'm finna go get some wine because I have some shit to tell you about that nigga.
Tory Lanez, I think we spoke maybe at some point during this whole debacle between Tory and Megan about how Tory at some point was using some video that he shot with the baby as like, you know, political leverage against her or something, because everyone, you know, infamously refers to the baby as Megan's work husband or whatever. They work together all of the time, and so he was trying to be like, look, the baby and me are still cool, so obviously something's wrong with that bitch or whatever. And at the time, she tried to be like, oh, that's from a song that's old and not cleared, and it's not giving what he's trying to give it, whatever. So I get that song, Scat, featuring the baby, is out now. Oh, I hate that name. And yeah, I guess the video is on the way soon. So people were, you know, discussing it being petty. And there was a tweet from someone that said, I guess the baby and Tory Lanez cool now because they both shot somebody and don't have to do no jail time. And the baby retweeted this, which is what caused, you know, the initial headlines and stuff. Of course, he claims that he didn't intend to retweet it. He doesn't know how it got retweeted. He said, I don't know what type of Illuminati shit Twitter got going on. I ain't retweet, but ball if I want to promo. I ain't retweet that silly shit. Right. So, you know, the song is still a thing. The video, I'm sure, is still a thing. So the Stallion she tweeted, Support me in private and publicly do something different. These industry men are very strange. This situation ain't no damn beef. And I really wish people would stop downplaying it like it's some internet shit for likes and retweets.
Thank
the
you.
baby retweeted this and said, you done let these folks get the best of you, thug. I don't got no bad energy for you. You know, like I know I ain't no industry nigga. Let him fool you into thinking that you tripping. Stand on what you stand on without feeling like I'm against you. Stay focused, my G. She responded and said, my stance hasn't changed at all. Yours has. We already spoke about this in private, and you specifically said, that ain't even no good business move. Why would I promote that shit? But now this ain't your beef. That ain't real, but you stay on your business, my G. And then her boyfriend, oh no, he says, the baby said, I don't even go back and forth with my own bitches on the net. Now I'm on this motherfucker going back and forth with another nigga woman about some shit another nigga accused of. How the fuck that work? Y'all niggas hell. Happy Juneteenth though. We started, this literally was on June 19th. Happy Juneteenth though. We started this bitch off with a bang, didn't it? Love you, Meg. And then her boyfriend piped in and said, you ain't got to address it. You ain't got to address her again. And they mocked each other.
Right, partisan.
So yeah, I don't even know that I gathered an opinion on this yet. I just feel like, why are either of them using the baby as like bait over the other one's head? That nigga ain't Shaka Khan. Like, this isn't a fucking like, you know, this is not a Sheila E. feature. Who the fuck cares? Like, yeah. He's appeared just like the rest of y'all. I understand, I guess, from her perspective, because I'm sure that they really, to her, especially since Megan has called everyone her friend since she's been in the industry.
Right.
I'm sure she and this nigga at this point, she was like, considered him a friend. And it is not just simple rap beef. Like, this nigga shot me.
Right.
This is something that's bigger than just
this isn't some internet shit. Like,
and
right,
likes,
like she said. Exactly like she said. So I feel like I've tried to give the baby a lot of grace. I've been like understanding when he did things, violent things that I felt like I could personally understand.
Yes.
But as the months and years have gone on, that ability to like be patient with him or to be understanding with some of his actions has begun to wane. And then a few weeks ago, I'm gonna have to tell you when we're done recording, but Fran told me some shit about the baby that made me delete all his music out my phone.
Work.
Well, so I did that a couple of weeks ago. And so when this whole thing with Megan came up, I was just like, look at Spirit telling me off top, like, this nigga is not somebody you need to be supporting.
Everyone is going to want to know.
I mean, and that's fine. That continue to wonder, but like,
I love having tea.
But like, I mean, honestly, if I didn't, regardless of what Fran told me, this shit with Meg would have been enough for me to delete his music if I had not already done it.
It's pretty corny.
It would, right? Because it is, and like, he shot her. It ain't no, I'm not picking sides in this. He shot her. It ain't no, I'm neutral. He fucking shot her.
It actually reminded me of the discussion we had while talking about Chrisette Michele last week and how the bar is just different with niggas. Like,
right.
What Chrisette Michele did and said deserved the response that she got. Not wavering on that at all. But niggas can literally cap a bitch and it just be like, what's the problem? That's your issue.
Right.
Like, what?
Excuse me? He fucking, if he wasn't so low to the ground, he might have actually hurt her. So how are y'all acting like this don't mean nothing?
Killed her. Yeah.
Right. Like, he could have really like
sincerely injured her.
Fatally wounded this woman or caused permanent damage, and y'all are acting like it ain't no big deal.
And so, I know a huge part of it across the board is the fact that y'all have an issue with Meg's, you know, the sexual nature of her content and her constantly shaking ass. And you just like don't really see it for her anyway because she's that girl. And so I feel like it adds to the fact that a lot of y'all don't really have a problem when people just completely disregard this situation. And then it's like, then we're also sort of just conditioned to look past a lot of the transgressions or the violence or the constantly perpetuated toxicity of influential niggas, like, it's not a big deal. So it's like the combination of those things is kind of like, I don't hear anything. You hear anything? Like, I feel like that's what
I don't hear nothing.
we run into a lot of times when we talk about this kind of shit, and it's unfortunate. But I really have no qualms with not listening to Tory or the Baby, and I have enjoyed songs from the both of them. If I can like have no problem staying away from R. Kelly's music,
then I can definitely cut you niggas out. That ain't no problem.
Nothing. Like nothing.
That ain't no fucking problem.
I haven't even pressed play on a Kanye record on purpose in a while, and that was like, that sucks.
I have Kanye's music separated from like before he died and then afterwards.
Yeah.
And the stuff he made after he died, I really don't.
It's a bit easier.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot like Graduation and College Dropout. That's a lot easier to listen to than, you know, the Life of Pablo. And
Pablo has some bumps.
It had
Pablo has some bumps.
It has one bump, and that bump is called Ultralight Beam.
Ultralight Beam is undeniable, but I do like the it doesn't matter.
The Bleach on My T-shirt song.
No.
And she just bleached her ass on and bleach on my T-shirt.
I don't even think that's that album.
And this bitch owe me for my T-shirt.
Is that album?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Sure is. The one with Chris Brown, the Wave song.
Oh no. And I don't understand why people are continuing to work with Chris Brown. I really don't get that either. HER, I'm looking at you, sister, but also several other people, whites included. The fact that y'all act like Chris Brown is not an abuser is very weird, but okay. Same
thing that we're talking about right now. Like, it's kind of like
the standards for men are just entirely
it's different.
Tory Lanez shot this girl, one of the biggest names in rap right now, literally shot her in the foot, and niggas are acting like nothing happened. And will cuss you out for daring to say something about it because Megan makes them feel small. Yeah, first of all, literally small. Most of y'all are shorter than she is. But also, she is like, a stallion,
I forgot.
She is, first of all, like, the stature is there. But also, like, everything else about Megan, the shit she raps about, y'all literally can't live up to. So you automatically
don't walk around your house butt naked and admire your own posterior?
Of course I do, but you know, I'm a pony.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking them. I know that we do.
I was like, you know, I'm 5'3", so I turn around and be like, I see you, show pony, you getting it, girl. I ain't no stallion, and I ain't never been and never will be. I simply do not have the DNA that will allow me to reach that height. And that's fine. But I don't let Megan's confidence and her love of herself and the fact that she owns her sexuality make me feel bad about myself. If anything, it's an inspiration. Right. And I don't understand how y'all are so mad. But yes, I do. Because men are always mad at women who dare to like be themselves and not cater to everything that they think a nigga wants.
What the fuck? Who cares if her like brand or what she enjoys making or listening to is I'm shaking this ass. Like,
niggas care.
I need a constant stream of that. The same way I need a constant stream of reggae, Afrobeat, soca music. The same way I need a constant stream of new R&B of all kinds and all sorts and alternative rock. Like, I need, for the moments where I'm out on the weekend or whatever at brunch or something, I need something to shake my ass to. Yes, I need for the girls to continue to bring me G-string music. If it's like, if you're tired, then fine. Chica is right there. Baby Mother. Like, there's so many other, but you don't want to do that. No. You don't want to listen to them. You're not being honest. You just want to shit on the girls that are like, I'm fine. I love my ass and I love shaking it. And it's not even for you. It's for me. That's the like, you hate that. Stop. Just say like, I don't like this. It makes me uncomfortable. And I'm totally okay with ignorance from niggas in hip hop. Cause like maybe it's time for us, regardless of gender, regardless of whatever, to stand in the fact that you're okay with men being like sexual, violent or whatever on rap songs, but women being sexual and violent on rap songs is weird for you. Maybe we all just need to stand up. But like, demonizing women like Megan Thee Stallion and then past that excusing violence against them because it makes you uncomfortable how they like present themselves, to me is strange, especially because I want thought shit. Like I
all
need
the time, every
thought
day.
shit.
Every fucking day. I want it. And I just think, you know, this is niggas' own insecurities and they're making it Meg's problem when it's really your problem. You need to deal with your attitude towards women. Why you feel like women should be obligated to act in a different way than men. Because again, your problem, not Megan's
ladies, that's
problem.
your fucking insecurity as well. And y'all be the same ones down with the Fashion Nova jumpsuit that was $29.99 and shaking your ass when the song comes on. Free your mind. It's fine. It's okay. Let the girls provide you with a soundtrack and a good time or whatever. And y'all be dealing with these same niggas that don't have a Cuban link, don't have 2 dimes to rub together and treat you the same ass way. And then you mad at these girls. Like, it doesn't add up to me.
Yeah. Let that internalized sexism and misogyny go. Let it go. And I can, like, as somebody who grew up being taught to have disdain for women who actually own their sexuality and dare to go against the church or men or society and outgrew that very quickly. I just want y'all to know that, like, you're just mad because those girls are free. You're just mad because they're free. You're mad because they do things that you can't do without being worried about what your mama or daddy or church or extended family or community or job or boyfriend might say about you. You're mad because they live outside those rules. And you could also, you might have to lose some things in the process, but you could also live that freely. You simply don't. You could, but you do not, for whatever reasons you have. And so what you ought not do is project that bullshit onto a girl who is just living her life. Maybe you need to sit down and objectively look at your own situation and say, damn, this is what I'm choosing to accept. And that's why I feel a way about people who seem to have so much more freedom than I do. Regardless, you need to leave Megan out of it. Acting like Megan is responsible for y'all's feelings about her is ridiculous. Because that girl ain't did nothing to nobody. Megan Thee Stallion has not hurt nobody in no way. She ain't did shit to none of y'all. What does she do? Put on tight ass booty shorts and fucking show us her gorgeous ass and twerk and give us bops. That is what Megan does. If you met her, that's your problem.
Kind of weird. That's it for the hot tops this week. We're going to take a break and then come back to read your letters. So if you forgot that one thing at the store, if you're, just doing like I do and need snacks and drinks because chubby, you can get all of those things plus household essentials and more in 30 minutes with DoorDash. They connect you with the restaurants you love right now and right to your door. And you can get ordering done completely easy with the DoorDash app. Choose what you want from where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with contactless delivery drop-off, which, no shade, is one of my new favorite things to come out of the pontification.
Same.
Just open my door and there's my things.
It's
and
so
no
good.
person. Love it. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code READ. That's 25% off up to $10 in value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code READ. That's code READ, 25% off your first order with DoorDash, subject to change, and terms apply. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, so it's time for us to do some letters.
It is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Our first letter this week comes from Desiree, who says, my man and I planned a vacation this summer with our son, and I invited a good friend of mine who I've known for the past 3 years. We've been on vacation before with her and her family, and we have a great time together. Recently, we met up to plan out our activities. We each booked the plane tickets for our group, and we each paid for a villa. We agreed that we would add up the costs of both villas and split it at a later date so that each group pays the same amount. During our meetup, I mentioned that my mother-in-law could watch the kids if we decided to go out to the club one night, since she lives in the country that we're visiting. My friend considered the idea and then casually mentioned that maybe her mother could come on the vacation too, to have a vacation, first of all, and to also watch her son if needed. I've only met her mom once, and she was really nice, so I said it would be fine, since the villas we rented are big and her mom has good vibes. The next day, my friend reached out to confirm that her mother could go and asked again if it would be okay, and I agreed. Today, I hit her up so we could split the cost of everything, but she split the cost of the villas in half when I think that it should be split amongst 3. Even if it's not a completely equal distribution, I think her mom should have to pay a portion since she will be taking part in the activities and enjoying the vacation. Am I tripping? I'm not sure because I've never had somebody's mom tag along on a vacation before. How should I approach my friend, and how much do y'all think her mama should pay? Thanks, Desiree.
Well, why does this get? Everything gives me the fucking Golden Girls.
I mean,
so gives me.
This was
Larceny.
probably a storyline.
Yeah, no. What the fuck is the name of that episode where Sophia was tagging along everywhere? It's right before Larceny and Old Lace.
I was going to say, wait, not the one where they went on vacation and it turned out to be a flop and they thought they got lost, but they were really at another resort. Okay.
No, there's one where Sophia's like friend died and Dorothy's dating some new nigga, and then like she takes her mom with her everywhere. And
yes, I have seen that.
Her new nigga is like, girl, can you please?
So about the little old Sicilian, what can we do?
Why is she gonna? And then they like planned to go to the Bahamas, and Sophia heard it. She was like, all right, we're going to the Bahamas.
Right? And Dorothy was like, not you, lady.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. This one's really complicated. I could understand why you would feel that way, because I kind of, I mean, I think I understand a little tiny bit of petty somewhere during that trip being like, could have paid her way. Like, oh, so she can't buy the drinks either. Oh, shit. So we supposed to get her a drink. Like, I could see like little stuff just getting in the way of you having a regular all good time. But I don't know how you would express this to your friend.
Yeah, I could see like small stuff during the trip, like coming up in the back of your mind and being like, that's why that lady need to chip in because that drink was $12.78.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or whatever. Even though that's probably petty when it really comes down to it, because y'all are renting villas, which lets me know that everybody involved is not struggling to pay for this vacation. And since your friend put one villa on, her card and you put another villa on yours, I kind of feel like you can bring as many people as you want to that can comfortably fit in your villa. So maybe y'all don't need to be splitting the cost of the villas. Maybe y'all need to split the cost of the activities. And even then, if your friend's mother is not just watching her kid, but watching both kids, like if there's an opportunity for her to watch both of the children while y'all go have like grown young nigga time or whatever, then I would definitely be like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be petty over a few $100 or something like that, because
totally agree.
Your mom can come have a vacation and she's doing me a favor as well, so we can go to dinner or whatever. So
agree.
I think if the cost of the villas are equal and her mother's coming along doesn't change the price of the villa significantly, then I would just let it go. Especially if this is like you feeling like, well, it's fair to do the mathematics and blah, 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 and not like an actual budgetary concern. Then I would probably just let it go. I probably would. I think
so too. I think so too. I think you also raise a good point of like, if she's going to be there and like watch the kids while y'all get to like have a moment where you can go and like
where y'all
yourselves.
Go snorkel and shit.
Then I think I would let it go. But I also think it's a good opportunity for you to kind of like leave it as it is, and see how things go. And maybe she will be an asset and she'll be helpful and she'll, you know, be a good time and it won't be no pressure. And if not, and, you know, if she ends up, you know, being sort of a mooch and kind of like annoying or whatever, then it's just something I think I would discuss with my friend afterwards.
Yes, after the trip. Yes, same. I wouldn't bring it up right now, though.
Yeah, no, not now. I think I would let the trip happen and then afterwards maybe talk to her about it. But for now, yeah, I feel like I would just leave it and hope for the best. And yeah, hopefully she'll watch the kids for you. And I think that if, yeah, like Crystal said, if that even allows you a day or a couple hours to go snorkel and drink and eat carbs, then might be
then it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good luck, Desiree. Let us know how it goes. We have another question from somebody planning a vacation. This one is from Magenta, who says, my boyfriend recently broke up with me, and even though I'm sad about it, I know I deserve better than him, so I'll be all right. The issue is I have a big birthday trip planned in August. It was supposed to be a couple's trip with me, a few of my friends, and their boyfriends.
Oh, hell.
But I don't really want to go anymore.
Wonder why.
I know it's stupid to let a nigga ruin your plans, but I had a vision of what my trip would be like. And I have a feeling I wouldn't be able to fully enjoy myself while there because I would be imagining what it would be like if he was there too.
True.
Plus, now I have to pay for the trip, which wasn't in my plans at all. Simply being real.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm also not trying to be around my friends' boyfriends now that I'm single, which is very petty, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
How would y'all feel about it if you were my friend in this situation and I canceled the trip? I know that I can't ask my girls to not bring their boyfriends because that's childish. We can still get cash refunds from the Airbnb, but if we cancel now, we would only get flight credits back, which I know because I just canceled his flight. I would rather just do a small girls trip to Vegas or Houston or a solo trip back home to New Orleans, but I don't want to disappoint my friends who have their hearts set on this vacation. What should I do? Thanks, Magenta.
Magenta. I think that, I don't know. Is there a possibility that you can invite like a homie, like another homie, maybe a guy friend, or it doesn't even have to be like, it could be your cousin, like someone who can like fill the place of your now ex, whose like sole mission, by way of your invitation, is like, you know,
split these costs.
No, not just to split the costs, but to help to like provide a distraction of the fact that like your now ex is not on the trip with you. You know, like, because I don't know, I just imagine, I don't know why, just picture the retreats that the Married to Medicine cast be going on where they all fight. I don't know. I really don't. Because someone always is single. Like one of them is always like in the middle of a divorce or something. Yeah. And so like someone always is there without their partner. Yep. That's why I thought of it.
Always.
But I'm thinking like, you know, if there's a possibility, maybe you could have someone sort of sit in for him that will kind of be like your play boo on this trip. So like when y'all do certain activities or when y'all are having dinner, you'll have like a friend to sort of lean on to not only split the financial difference, but the emotional difference.
That's real.
Because like, yeah, everybody needs a vacation right now, especially those of y'all who have not had one, period, point blank, at all, zero, nothing. Right. Have not gone nowhere except maybe the mailbox. And so I understand that, but it's like, I also understand not at all having any interest, desire to be in a setting where you know you are going to be miserable. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have a good time. You're going to be triggered. That is not what the fuck a vacation, road trip, anything of the above is about.
Especially when it's your birthday.
Hello. So I think that if the idea of having someone who can come on the trip with you that can like sort of fill that spot and make it still fun, if that's a possibility, then go for that. However, at the same time, I'd imagine that those people are probably already invited and coming with their partner. So I don't know how.
Well, she did mention that she has another friend who is single who is supposed to be coming. So maybe you and this friend could like link up, split costs, and it would make it less awkward. Like, I wouldn't be the only single person on the trip, but if there was another single person, then I would still go.
I also believe in like having a wake for your ex.
Y'all can have a whole funeral for that nigga.
So maybe there could be a time where you allot a moment in the schedule where you're just like, okay, me and my friends, we're going to have I forgot where they said they're going. Did they say where they're going?
Did she say? No, she just said a trip.
Whatever. We're going to be on the beach, in the woods, wherever. I feel
like it's an island though.
Right. So we're going to have a beach vigil or whatever where you take a picture of this nigga and y'all like burn it or put it on a little popsicle stick raft out into whatever. Like maybe you make an activity that is centered around you moving forward and have it be something where these friends, like the focus is specifically to address that and heal from that and support you during the trip. That might be something that can help to sort of like not only rip the Band-Aid off, but like put a fresh new one on it in the meantime, you know. But I think ultimately, IMO, if you just know you can't do it, bitch, you just can't fucking do it. It's your birthday and it doesn't make any sense to me. Like for you to be out there and be triggered and not having a good time and your friend is surrounded with the person they're going to be having sex with on this goddamn resort.
Right.
And you like, girl, no.
Yeah. So I also would not, like, it's my birthday. If it was my friend's birthday, like a very close friend, I might just suck it up and deal with it. But for my own birthday, I'm not going to be miserable.
I don't know.
So if another single person can't come, then the whole trip is canceled. Which honestly might motivate all your friends to be like, look, who can we find? What, like, can we get her some temporary dick? Can we call one of our homegirls? Like, they probably don't want to, right? They probably don't want to cancel this shit neither. But like, it's your birthday.
It's a fucking Tracy Oliver movie.
Your birthday, so you can cancel it if you want to. That's first and foremost.
You the fuck can.
Secondly, I would say, wait, or what? Or yes. Or you can change the date, although if niggas already have their tickets booked, they might have to pay a change fee and all that other shit. But you said that you had no intentions of paying for this trip, which I understand. But I think you should ask yourself, is it that right now is the reality that I don't want to pay for it or that I cannot afford it?
Yeah.
Because if you cannot afford it, then you need to go ahead and tell them now, listen, this nigga broke up with me. It was absolutely not in the budget for me to pay for this. And so I can no longer make it. And they might just go without you and that's their business. But, you know, say it now. Don't wait because this trip is in August. So say it now if you cannot afford to go. But if you can afford to go and you have another single friend who is able to join you, then I would go anyway. Because even though like you had this vision in your head of what it would be like and you know, you would be imagining if he was there. I can say that I have taken trips solo after difficult breakups. And it is true that you do have these moments of being like, oh my God, if this nigga was here, he would love blah, blah. Like you do have those moments. But also there's like a lot of introspection and growth and like there's a lot of value also in like doing things without a nigga being attached to you. Like a lot of value. So if you can afford it and there's another single person who will be going, I would recommend that you go anyway. And then also plan like a small girls trip to Vegas or Houston, or go back home to New Orleans by yourself, like you were talking about. Like, you can do both, really, as long as you have the budget for it. But, you know, only if you can't afford it. Or if you're the only single person, would I say, okay, cancel the trip altogether? Because you might think like, oh God, I'll be so preoccupied with this nigga that I won't even have a good time. But you could also be wrong, girl. I think you're underestimating the effects that marijuana and alcohol can have on a vacation.
Yeah.
Because, and you also never know who will also be there.
That is also
you could be missing out on a prime opportunity for some new dick because you're still worried about this old dick that's probably already moved on to somebody else. Like, you could be taking this time to have yourself a birthday extravaganza, you know, your own How Magenta Got Her Groove Back or whatever. Like, you could be throwing that away because of your feelings for a nigga when that relationship is over. So, and also you might cancel it now and then find in August that your feelings are different and you wish you hadn't. So,
yeah. Just if you're going to do that, keep that dick all inclusive. Don't end up on 90 day.
Yeah, no. Remember to leave that dick exactly where you found it.
Right there where it is.
Leave the dick where you found it, girl. That's a very important lesson that not enough of you learn. Leave that dick right there, but you know, go and have a good time because you deserve it. And and it's your fucking birthday. So yeah, if you can afford it and you won't be the only single person, I say go for it and let yourself have a good time.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Shall we do another one or shall we wrap it up?
We're gonna wrap it up.
The week. You know what? I agree. Next week we have some breakup specific questions that we will get to. But for right now, that wraps up. For right now, that will wrap up this week's letters. Again, if you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We're going to take another quick break and be right back.
So summer begins this month, you guys, and you know what that means. It is time to save on life insurance. That way you'll have a bigger budget for summer things like pool floats and hard seltzers and scrunchies.
Firecrackers.
Daisy Dukes with the pocket coming out on the bottom. If someone relies on your financial support, whether it's a child or an aging parent or even a business partner, then you need life insurance. Policy Genius makes it easy to compare quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. You can save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. You could save $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by using Policy Genius to compare policies. And getting started is very easy. You just head to policygenius.com. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes to find your best price. When you're ready to apply, the team will handle the paperwork and scheduling for you for free. And Policy Genius never sells your information to other companies, and they don't add on extra fees. So head to policygenius.com now to get started. And Policy Genius is when it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. So go get your life insurance right today. Take care of the things that matter, and let's move on.
This week's episode is also brought to you by Ritual. We deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why, especially when it comes to something we take every day. That's where Ritual comes in. Their amazing vegan-friendly multivitamin is formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms that your body can actually use. So no sugars, no GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, or artificial colorants. Ritual's delayed release capsule design delivers high quality nutrients, including vitamin D3, which Black people famously suffer from in a lack of, I should say, in just 2 daily pills. So it makes taking your vitamins even easier. You'll always know what nutrients you're taking and where they come from. Thanks to Ritual's one-of-a-kind visible supply chain, and Ritual is now available for women, men, and teenagers. The multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages, and your multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping. You can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription at any time. And if you don't love Ritual within your first month, they'll refund your first order. I know after I got over the initial shock of like the pandemic and how life was going to change, I was like, oh man, going to need some help with getting like my complete vitamins in every day, because guess who's not doing a great job of taking care of herself?
Right.
It's this bitch over here. So, yes, if you can relate and you need to get your key nutrients without the BS, then try out Ritual. They are offering y'all 10% off during your first 3 months. So visit ritual.com/theread to start your ritual today. That's ritual.com/theread. Go check them out. And now let's wrap up the show.
We are back, and it's time to finish things up now with the read. Take it away, Crystal.
So, very quickly, I'm just going to say Kevin Hart needs to shut the entire fuck up.
I forgot about this.
Didn't everybody? Because, I mean, anyway, it doesn't matter. So, Kevin Hart did an interview talking about cancel culture, which is already so fucking boring because... I mean, and it's even more boring when Black people do it because, first of all, I feel like you should know that canceling is a very specific individual decision. And just because one person is like, oh my God, I'm over you, I'm not supporting you no more, doesn't mean that your career is over. And just like every other time niggas invent something, mainstream media takes it and turns it into a much bigger and weirder deal than it actually is. And that's exactly where cancel culture... Like, that's where that whole phrase even comes from. But, like, niggas have been canceling people for as long as I can remember. And it almost never actually means that, like, me saying this means you no longer have income. Like, it almost never actually means that. It just means I, myself, in particular, am no longer supporting you. But y'all have made it into such a weird, awful thing. And Kevin Hart is just the latest comedian to... join in against cancel culture, talking about, you know, how he stepped down from hosting the Academy Awards, even though, you know, he was the one making these homophobic and terrible ass jokes on his social media. And also he is the one who stepped down. The Oscars did not actually fire this nigga. Right. But, you know, he talked about how he feels like he gives people growth because the only way you can learn is from making mistakes and living. And you know, I just feel like y'all need to shut the fuck up and people not perfect. I don't expect perfection from my kids or my wife or my friends. And the only way you grow, blah, 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 all this bullshit. So first of all, of course, Kevin Hart doesn't expect perfection from anybody because he cannot even remain faithful to his spouse. So of course you don't expect perfection, which is impossible from anybody else because you don't even expect competence from yourself. So of course you don't. But also, it was really, for me, it was the tweets afterwards where he was like, you know.
Oh, yes.
Like, I don't know why you couldn't have just given the interview, which was behind a paywall or whatever in the first place. And I'm sure he was doing the interview anyway because he had this movie coming out and I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Actually really great reviews.
It looks good.
I mean, it does. And, you know, I like Lil Rel. I feel like I want to see this, but I'm so irritated with Kevin Hart right now that...
And Melody Hurd, the young girl who plays his daughter, is really talented, adorable.
See, so it's like, I want to see it. And at the same time... Kevin Hart is so fucking irritating because he tweeted on the 15th. Sometimes you just got to sit back and laugh at some of the shit that you hear and I hear it all. And, you know, immediately going back into promo for the movie. But like even a few days before that, talking about, you know, how everybody just got him fucked up and y'all don't understand and I'm rich and just like J. Cole or whoever said, you know, when you rich, he did. Whoever it was, I don't remember which nigga it was.
It was J. Cole.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
but it was like
so random.
Like that nigga said, if you laughing at a millionaire making jokes on a millionaire, then the joke is on you. No, the joke is on you, you goofy bitch, because you still care about what these random ass niggas on the internet have to say about you. That's your issue. $1-800 goddamn therapist, Kevin Hart, because you've been famous for too fucking long to still be this pressed over random internet niggas. And of course, celebrities are human beings. They have feelings about things. They cannot always take criticism easily, all that. Of course, I fucking understand that. But what you can't do is act like you're so far above everybody else and you got two of the top 3 biggest comedy specials of all time. And you're this multimillionaire and you're that bitch and that every goddamn thing else. Because you know what that bitch do? Don't talk to us about it. You know what that bitch do? That bitch does their shit. And they don't worry about what people on the internet have to say about it. They're certainly not going to log on and defend themselves against something that doesn't even exist. For you to bring up the Oscars talking about cancel culture when clearly you weren't canceled because you're promoting a goddamn movie right now lets me know that you don't think things through. Kevin Hart, you weren't canceled 3 or 4 times. You were canceled 0 times because cancel means no more.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Overall, as an entity, Kevin Hart has never been canceled. You have always been allowed to make your goddamn money. So this whole Twitter, the interview was bad enough, but this whole Twitter tirade you went on afterwards where you're just like, y'all are just mad because I'm rich and you not. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are just mad because you're rich and they're not, and they can come up with better jokes, or maybe they can't. But yeah, a lot of people are jealous. And a lot of people are also like, damn, Kevin Hart, we expect you to be better than like making fun of your children, making fun of your wife, and being homophobic for jokes. I don't know why y'all expect better, because that's always been what he did. But
yeah, that's kind of his thing.
Some people clearly do. And I just feel like you can either act like you're better than everybody else, say that you're this and that, and you're the richest, most successful comedian, and can't nobody touch the hem of your garment and all that. You can either say that and really act like it, or you can be real and just admit to your own humanity. You could do that. You could say, damn, I really feel insecure when y'all criticize me because I'm worried that maybe the bottom is going to fall out of this whole comedy thing and I'm going to have to go back to being broke again. And I really don't want to have to do that. Or
I truly don't think that he's ever going to be broke again.
I don't either. But you might still feel that way, even though anybody from the outside looking in is like, nigga, how? You can still feel that way personally. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Hart personally. And honestly, he probably don't either. Because if he did,
a nigga and a comedian and sensitive, and niggas are like now doing the thing where they just kind of are tired of you, and so they start just saying shit. And like a lot of the agitation from Twitter seemed to be stemmed in people being like, well, he's not even funny.
I mean, I'm not going to say that because I've enjoyed.
Not funny because I've done this and I've got that and I've got all this money. And it's like, yeah, you're rich, but that's not what we said.
You're not objectively funny because there's no such thing. Some people will find you funny and some will not.
Right.
There's no such thing as I am funny because I made money. No, you made money because you're popular. You made money because maybe you did a good job in this thing. But funny is always going to be up to the person who's consuming your art. And why you are so pressed about the people who don't like you when the people who do clearly outnumber them.
Exactly. Because like that's the argument. No.
Yes. And I mean, I get it because it's much easier to pay attention to negative feedback than positive. So I understand that. However, at the same time, you're putting people down like, oh, well, I'm a fucking multimillionaire and the joke's on you dumb broke niggers who were waiting around for your stimulus check from Joe and Kamala because I'm rich and your dumb broke ass is dumb and broke. Like, you could also not do that. That's how I know Kevin Hart has issues that he needs to confront, because you don't have to put down random people that you don't even know and make these generalized blanket ass statements when you're secure in yourself and what you're doing. You don't have to do that.
I get like the comment of like, I mean, I get like the sensitivity of like, oh, well, you're not good at what you do. Like that's essentially what someone is saying.
Yeah, because that's a critique.
When they say like, you're not funny, right?
But that's that person's opinion.
If your argument is that like, how can you say I'm not funny? Look at how much money I've made being a funny person. Then it is like, what is this for then? Like,
right.
Because again, one could argue back, sure, like you've made a lot of money, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're funny, because like you just said, you can't objectively say that like, yeah, I am just simply funny, the end, full stop. You know what I mean? Like I can name people like, what's that white man's name that nobody talks about anymore that also sold out arenas?
No clue.
Dane Cook. Like,
oh
Dane
God,
Cook was
yes.
never in any living day on earth, in my opinion, funny.
Nope.
And he was one of the biggest fucking comedians when he was huge. And now nobody fucking talks about him anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's an argument about like what that means or whatnot. But I just feel like Kevin Hart has done enough at this point, in my opinion, to solidify his position as a successful comic. So it is kind of like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, maybe do need to sit down and talk to someone. I like to think sometimes that like, and I'm probably naive, but like, I like to think sometimes it's like, can you even be as big as a Kevin Hart and not have a therapist? Like, can he really not be talking to anybody?
I really don't think he isn't. I really think that he isn't. And you know, maybe when Soul Plane came out, this reaction would have made sense. But it's 2021. Kevin Hart is a giant name. Kevin Hart has more than established his career and his presence. And I just feel like, you know, therapyforblackgirls.com, not just for Black girls.
But you know what? I think that you also sort of hit on something when it's like this fear of like going back to being broke. Because while Kevin won't, like, sometimes I think about, oh, you didn't fucking watch the game. Damn it. I kind of
watched the game. I know girl Melanie.
I think of Jason and how he was so incredibly cheap all of the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
acted like
he could not spend no money.
He acted like he was legit gold. Like if they went out for dinner, they were going to be broke. You know what I mean? And sometimes ridiculous. I wonder if there are incredibly wealthy people, especially ones that weren't always wealthy, maybe, that think that way. And I can't say that that's Kevin Hart, but I do sometimes bump on like what you're saying. It's like, girl, like who do you need to speak to? Because you, even after your alleged 3-4 cancellations and all of the stuff that you have done, good and bad, you're promoting a fucking film that's being reviewed well. Like,
and it's like #1 on Netflix right now.
So it's like, yeah, sometimes, but comedians are also like infamously insecure and depressed and sad. And like, that's just a part of the thing as well. So hopefully he does speak to someone if he's not, because you're right. This is exactly what all of this screamed to me, which was, it was like, girl, you're still one of the most successful comedians, black, white, male, green, purple, blue, whatever. Like,
and you said that. So how is it that you can say it, but you don't feel it? Because if you really felt the impact of who you were, then people, right? I mean, honestly, there's a part of me that's like, I really have a lot of empathy for you right now, because you seem to not have a real internal understanding of how successful you really are. And you let people who are correct in their criticisms, but still unable to change your career trajectory get to you, which is really weird. Because you would think most people who like face valid criticism and yet continue to thrive would be like, yo, fuck you niggas, continue to stay mad, bitch. What did it change? Not a goddamn thing. Like, you would think that.
Mean, that stuff is hard. Like, having sharp comments and criticisms from strangers is very difficult. Like, a lot of people undermine that.
That's very
true. I think that's precisely why therapy is so crucial. And there are legit entertainment doctors, like the same way that you have like physicians that primarily work with people who work in sports, for instance, or lawyers that work with mostly like artists or celebrities. You know what I mean? Like, you have doctors. Like, I don't have one, but I know that like there are Hollywood like psychiatrists that have other clients that, you know, so If Kevin Hart ain't talking to nobody, he need to, because this.
And I mean, that's fine, but like, even if you don't get a therapist, log the fuck off. Kevin Hart,
also an option.
Kevin Hart, if you don't listen to shit else I say, listen to this. You are rich and famous enough to log the fuck off. Your team can do your promotion for you on your social media. You can approve every post if you want to, or whatever the fuck else. But this reacting in front of the general public and reacting so poorly, it just makes you look like you need to get some fucking help. So I would highly suggest, first and foremost, getting some help, finding a trusted Black therapist, maybe even Black male therapist. Whatever you need, you can afford to get. So I would suggest that first and foremost. But if you're not ready for therapy, then at least be ready to like sign out and give your password to one of the many people who work for you. That's what I would do if I were you. That is my advice for you, sir. Because you sound a fucking fool right now talking about how many times you've been canceled when your goddamn movie is coming out. Like, do you not understand? Which word do you not understand? Do you not understand promotion or do you not understand canceled? The definition of one of these is escaping you.
Been a shortage of work. I feel like there was probably more like work affecting scandals surrounding the cheating and like whatever weird mystery that surrounded that accident, the unfortunate accident that he was in. Like, I feel like there was more like what's going on
that shit with his
Kevin
friend
Hart, with
and
that.
Like, did he trying to blame his friend for that shit?
His friend trying to throw him under the bus, I think he tried
Kevin
to throw his
lying
friend
on
under the
his
bus.
friend, right?
And
Like
then,
that wasn't his hoe. Like, nigga, that was your hoe.
Like, that was way more, I feel like, scandalous. Because like, even like you said, like the Academy or whatever were like, can you apologize? Because we got a whole bunch of white gays over here. They're not
right. And Kevin was like,
"Girl, suck my dick."
I won't do the show at all. I've grown and I've learned, and you guys are gonna deal with it. But you step down. Them white folks was probably not gonna actually make you do that.
That's just to say, like, the girls have not turned their, like, even the industry itself wasn't like, fuck you, sis. And you are promoting a movie that's doing well.
But even
so
if they
definitely felt more like, right. But it felt more like, girl, are you good?
Right. Because I feel like you're not. This doesn't make sense coming from somebody of Kevin Hart's level of success. And again, if you are that stressed about being broke, then certainly you have a giant chunk of money set aside somewhere safe that can't nobody touch. Period. Like, I feel like most Black celebrities do when they really make it. Like, you have some money set aside just in case all this shit evaporates the next day. But like,
he'd have to be snorting, sniffing, smoking, and sexing his money away for that nigga
paying child support for a Nick Cannon number of children for him to be stressed out. Because Nick Cannon has like 5 kids born this year. So
yeah, alone. Yes.
So alone, exactly. I think Nick Cannon is up to like somewhere between 7 and 10 children.
I think he's at 8 at child 7.
It's a ridiculous number of kids Nick Cannon has.
He just had twins named like Zion and Zillion or something.
But Kevin Hart would have to have multiple mortgages, paying 10 different child supports, paying spousal support. Like, he would have to be in serious financial trouble in order for me to be concerned about his finances. I'm not worried about Kevin Hart's money. I want Kevin Hart to get his mental health together, because I feel like this reaction on social media lets me know that you're not taking care of it, and you won't be truly at peace as a celebrity until you confront whatever the fuck your demons are. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay, well, for me, I want to talk about something that actually brings to mind the thing that Kevin Hart was not canceled for, which was the joke about him abusing his son if he was gay. There's a video that went viral the past week of a 12-year-old boy, I believe he's 12, named Tyler, out of Atlanta, who was being broadcast live by members of his family after someone gave him a crazy haircut, pushing his hairline back and etching the word gay in the side of his head.
Oh, Lord.
And in the video, he's being verbally and physically abused by the people in this video. I think that he later referred to them as his siblings, but they're literally like slapping him, pushing him, just berating him for identifying as gay. He since was like removed from his home by the Atlanta police and placed in care of the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services. I don't know. I didn't see like an update on whether or not he's going to remain in permanent custody there. I think that he's been back home since then, and obviously would like to remain there. But there was a lot of heat, a lot of fire, protests, people pissed. One of the city council candidates, of course, like went down to the house. Black queer man himself, Devin Barrington Ward, went down to the house to like go and speak to the kid in the family. Apparently, this boy's mom is like a single mother of 8 or something like that. But it just like completely nauseous. I was just so sick to my stomach when I saw this shit. And then like on top of him being humiliated, not only with this fucking haircut they decided to give him for whatever fucked up reason, but then hitting him and screaming at him and doing so in footage that you're sharing with the internet. What was that? What the fuck is it going to take for you niggas to understand that you cannot beat, scream, assault, abuse the gay out of nobody? You're not going to do it. You can't. You're not going to hire no grown-ass woman or no girl of any age for that matter to have sex with your kid, as a lot of y'all have done and are continuing to do. You're not going to anything the gay away. No, it's just not. It doesn't exist. It does not happen. It doesn't. All you're doing is scarring. Yep. Triggering, is embedding trauma, and misunderstanding and damage within these kids, physically and mentally. It seems like through another clip that I saw of him that maybe he has like some friends that are supportive of him. Cause like, I don't know when this clip was, I want to say it was maybe afterwards. Cause there was another clip I saw with, it looked like some girls that maybe were closer to his age, where he had the thing in the side of his head and he was like, they were trying to like laugh with him about it. I don't really know. I haven't done too much research past the clips that I saw and the stuff that I read about it since, but I'm hoping at least he does still have a friend group that like is helping him understand how fucked up this shit is and is supporting him in who he is, because at least sometimes that can help to make a difference. But like, I also saw a clip of him later on live where he was trying to say to people to leave his family alone and like these are his siblings and he's not being abused, and while they're literally very blatantly off to the side like feeding him stuff and trying to like get the heat off of them. Niggas. Listen, you have done enough damage to this kid by putting him on Front Street, on social media, abusing him, embarrassing him, trying to fuck his hair up and do all of that other shit. Speak for your fucking self. Come out and from behind that fucking camera, bitch, and speak for yourself. Don't let that child, that baby practically, have to be the face of his abuse while it's happening and the fucking face of the damage control behind it. Come out from behind that goddamn camera and speak for your motherfucking self. I'm tired of this shit. This is exactly why Kevin, Carisha, everybody else that has been like taken to task for the quote unquote jokes that they make for doing this exact same shit. Because y'all don't be seeing nothing wrong with this.
Racial feet.
Like y'all don't be saying anything wrong with this type of fucking behavior. Y'all really think that this type of stuff is okay, and it's fucking not. It's not. At best, this would be a kid that like, this is a part of his history. This is a part of his life, and he can grow into a healthy adult and understand what this was and call it what it is, and still have like a village of people, family or not, that love him and accept him for who he is, and can thrive as such, you know. But many times all that you do, like I said, is create someone that just goes out and spreads that poison amongst their community.
Yeah.
Y'all be creating the same DL individuals that you then demonize for being DL.
Tell these niggas.
If you gonna be gay, then why can't you just like be out about it? Why you got to be in the closet? Why you got to be dating girls and do all of this other stuff? I don't know, because maybe the same fucking people that were at home who were supposed to be protecting me, looking out for me, taking care of me, beat me into thinking that I needed to be this person, or at least hide amongst the rest of the toxic fuck niggas like them so that I could like feel safe. Maybe that's why, Helen. Like, maybe that's why, Jabari.
Not Jabari.
I'm tired of y'all. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Kids.
Yeah.
Kids. It's bad enough. It's bad enough when y'all subject these children to this shit in the shadows of your fucking houses at home or whatever. But you motherfuckers are bold and brazen and audacious enough to be doing this shit on the fucking internet for the streets to see. Like, it's okay. You really thought, like, you think that it is that kind of behavior is okay so much. You feel so strongly and comfortable in that you felt like, I'm gonna put that shit on the fucking internet. And when the internet reminded you that it is the year 2021 and shit like that is not going to stand, and more people that identify or see themselves in Tyler have a voice today. Now you want for Tyler to come and hop on Instagram Live and speak for you and clean up your mess. Oh no, he's done enough. He's done enough. He's a star. And people that related to him or not related to him in the streets, in the home, outside of the home, people are always going to love that kid and support him. All right. You already, like, he probably would have been a superstar regardless, but oh, damn, you definitely just put his name in lights. But you motherfuckers need to come out and speak for your motherfucking self. You don't want to do that shit because you thought shit was sweet, because you yourselves are probably surrounded by so many fucking homophobes and toxic fuck niggas and Tory Lanez and the babies and Chris Brownses and all these other motherfuckers that have never, ever truly had to deal with the consequences of being damaging, especially when it comes to marginalized people.
Well,
we good. We're done. So you and the rest of these fucking corporations that are trying to make their fucking gay and trans and Afro-American short sets and blazers and all the line up with the rest of these motherfuckers that are trying to catch up so they don't lose their homes and money and whatever the fuck else. You do that shit. Hopefully, at some point, you and the rest of them will actually like open one of these books that we've been trying to get y'all to read, pick up a pamphlet and actually have a revelation and learn some shit. But until then, yeah, move to the side, let people thrive, let people love themselves, or at the very least, let others love these young people, these kids that deserve it, that aren't getting it from you.
Well,
let them have their community. Let this kid have his friends that know he's gay and don't have a problem with it, and they're on TikTok or whatever and being gay or talking about how fine NLE Choppa is or whatever kids talk about. Whatever, like, and mind your fucking raggedy ass, stupid ass business. I don't know. I heard the kids like NLE Choppa. I don't know who that is.
I was gonna say, like, do you think I know that word?
He's one of the acronym babies, but like, I don't know. I'm elderly.
It don't matter. It's fine.
What I'm saying is, like, the time for y'all to confront the fact that you cannot pray the gay away, beat the gay away, yell the gay away, like, none of that's, it's time for you to acknowledge that shit now. It truly is. I hope that you can actually learn something from that and heal and grow and do better, but I'm just not going to hold my breath. So at the very least, leave these fucking kids alone, whether they're yours or somebody else's.
Amen.
and let them grow and thrive and be better, because many of them likely will also be frontline marching for your stupid, ignorant asses. The Zaya Wades and the rest of them. They don't just be lined up for queer kids, for trans people, for gay people, bisexual people. They also be on the front line for your stupid, knuckle-dragging, foot-dragging, dumb, slovenly asses. For you too, bitch. Even when your ungrateful motherfucking ass doesn't want to get up. It be them. It be them alongside these same black women like the Megan Thee Stallions that be front line. And when they're the ones that are attacked, when they're the ones that are being abused and harassed, you don't have nothing the fuck to say because everybody loves Fabulous. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. We're not going to do that any the fuck more. So the next time that you decide that you want to be the dummy to do some shit like these people did to this kid Tyler, stand up on your front lawn and speak for your motherfucking self. The babies aren't going to be doing it. And then lastly, I wanted to pass a read really quickly. Pass the read like we used to. We'll see how this goes. Candace Owens jumped into the Juneteenth discussion.
Why? She's not even black.
Exactly.
Honestly, if you're not black and from Texas or maybe the Southwest, I truly don't want to hear it, but okay.
But you know, as the conservative appointed tethered, she said Juneteenth is so lame. Democrats really need to stop trying to repackage segregation. I'll be celebrating July 4th. And
bitch,
July 4th
segregation.
only.
This is slavery, you stupid bitch.
I'm American. American flag.
What is July 4th to the slave?
So Azealia Banks posted the screenshot of this with this caption.
Jesus.
Azealia said, according to this logic, on July 4th, 1776, you would still be enslaved, most likely on the verge of starvation due to all of America's food supply having been prioritized for the war, while you hand sew American flags and struggle to wet nurse some depressed 24-year-old white widow's sickly child until your nipples are chapped and dry, whereafter you will be whipped by her 80-year-old uncle for your own malnourishment and inability to produce milk, then sent to toll over a wood-burning stove, blistering your hands while forced to make a peasantly meal of biscuits and gravy. You'll be watched closely by her irate, sunburned, and whiskey-soaked 80-year-old uncle to be sure you do not sneak a single biscuit or fingerful of roux to yourself. After you've watched everyone eat, you'll be sent to do the cleaning up. Your last task will be brushing the stressed and balding white widow's hair to prepare for her sleeping bonnet. A deep rest in her comfortable canopy bed, next to your final descent down the stairs and out the back door, where you're proudly sleeping on a bed bug infested pile of hay in a 6x4 cabin you share with 4 other slaves. Happy Independence Day at Real Candace Owens. And then she continued.
How?
She put a comment with a name tagged in it on the same post. And it said, I love that she had. She was like, oh, there's more. The widow will awake from her sleep to relieve herself at 4 a.m. to find a brush full of hair and let out a loud scream. She insists it's your bad nigger luck making her bald and orders you be hung from a tree immediately. With the help of one other strong black male slave, you're hung with the strap of a horse saddle off an oak tree 1 acre away from the main house as a warning to any other slaves who are brave enough to fuck around. Tread lightly, sis.
Well,
this was the best part of Juneteenth for me. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I just wanted to include it as an unsolicited past read. So thanks. I mean, had a good time with that.
Yeah, when she's right, she's right. I still have far too many criticisms of that lady to actually support this, but when she's correct, she's simply correct. Now, is she talking all this shit about white people while also being super pressed and laying up with them? Yes. However, that's neither here nor there. She was still right about what your black ass Candace Owens with the terrible fucking perm would be up to right now if slavery was still in place. And all the rest of you boot looking ass Negroes who act like you can't understand that, like, you literally would be enslaved. You are not magical or special enough to have gained exemption from that. I can't be mad at nobody for dragging y'all's dumb asses. So
it was just so
play that shit again. It was so good. No, it's so good. Like when she drags, she fucking drags. She's not untalented in that way. You know, I don't like her music, but she's very good at dragging people. I will never, you know, I won't take that away from her. That is true. So, see?
We're done.
How nice I am. Thank you.
We're done with the read.
That took a lot for me. And so thank you very much. Yes, that was
so stupid.
Can you believe we've been doing this for over 8 years?
I can't.
I also cannot. But anyway, nigga, that is the end of the read for this week.
Yes.
Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Shoptheread.com for our merch whenever it gets restocked. Anything else? I'm trying to think. Do we have announcements this week? I really don't think we do.
I don't think that we do. No.
So
secrets,
safe. But no announcements. Yes.
Yeah. Lots of secrets.
So many secrets.
Lots and lots of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, be safe. Have a good Pride. I know the mandate or whatever is
yes, enjoy the rest of Pride, you hoes. Have fun and be safe.
Go have safe fun.
Yes. All right, batch. We'll see y'all next week.